Ah,
Getting there. It's ready, Lisa.
okay, hi everybody. It's 4 o'clock and it's our Learning Curve Summit. And today we are having outdoor excursions. So how fun is that? So all the fun things we get to do here in beautiful Pismo Dice. And we've got some nice 4 new guests with us. And Jeanette, take it away. I'm going to let you introduce our guests.
All righty. Well, as Lisa said, we have 4 different business owners out here or here with us today to talk about some of the fun excursions and things that they have to offer when you want to get outdoors in our great weather here in Pismo Beach. So we are going to start with Tom, and Tom owns Central Coast Kayaks. So Tom, tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, Central Coast Kayaks has been located in Pismo Beach, or Shell Beach to be more exact, since 1993.
Wow.
We've been offering kayak tours, rentals, sales, and lessons for almost 27 years now, almost 28 years we're going on now.
Wow.
I took over from Paul Shiro, who was the original owner, in 2016. And prior to that, I was working for Paul for about 8 years.
So I myself, I've gone out on one of your kayaking tours and it was so nice to go out in the ocean. Does somebody have their phone on? I can hear, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Or their volume up on their phone? Or is it just me? Wow. On my
I hear it
a lot
too.
of feedback. Anyways, though, it is so beautiful to see Pismo Beach from the cliffside. It's really a nice thing to go out on the kayaks, and it's a fun day.
Yeah, it's a blast. And we offer different levels of adventures based on what people are interested in. So we've been kayaking here in Shell Beach for since 1993, as I mentioned earlier, and now we have an opportunity, excuse me, to paddle with folks in Morro Bay, as we are working with another company up there to offer a Morro Bay wildlife tour, so that can tailor to people who like flat water, who aren't really into the ocean, who just want a taste of what kayaking is like.
Gotcha.
That's
That must
great.
be fun.
And then you
Yeah, it's
also
been very popular with families and folks who, you know, aren't ready for the ocean yet.
Jeanette, were you gonna ask him something?
I was. So you also offer like guided kind of tours or type, what is that like?
So all of our tours are guided, and
Okay.
depending on whether you're here or in Morro Bay, we offer the guide's experience. We provide you with a small bottle of water, a snack, which is a Cliff Bar, and we take pictures of you while you're on the water. Whether it's if it's here in Shell Beach, we provide you with a full wetsuit package, so it's a wetsuit, booties for your feet, and windbreakers, as well as the life jackets and helmets to keep you warm and comfortable. If it's in Morro Bay, it's just a windbreaker, and you bring clothes that can get wet.
Okay. And then you sell, do you have sales and other types of things of kayaks also?
We do. We offer sales. We have 6 different brands of kayaks, anywhere from the basic recreational kayak to an advanced pedal fishing kayak, plus all the accessories that go with it. We
Oh, wow.
try to be the one-stop paddling shop. Come in and get a life jacket, paddle, helmet, all your fishing gear that you need, or racks for your cars. Do it all for you.
Wonderful. And where are you located in Shell Beach?
We are located at 1879 Shell Beach Road. You can see us often from the 101 freeway when you're headed south, just after Spyglass Drive. And this coming year, probably in the next month or so, we'll be launching our electric bike tours, as well as doing our e-bike rentals.
Oh, Tom, tell us about your e-bikes.
So our e-bikes they've been with us for about a year and a half for a rental program, and they are made by Rad Power Bikes. And we offer rental for $35 an hour for those who are 16 years and older. We give you a full orientation to the bike, and you guys can, pedal or power anywhere you like.
Wow.
Nice.
Even down on the beach?
Well, that's the one spot we'd rather you not ride the bike, because the sand does eat up the bikes pretty quick. We will be offering tours on our e-bikes in the next month or so. So we're going to be pedaling from Shell Beach down into Pismo Beach, down to the Pier Plaza, and then over to the Pismo Preserve for just a walk around, since we're not allowed to ride on the preserve. And then the other one will be offering a ride to Avila Beach, which will be our longer tour, where we'll be riding over Monte Road and then down along the Bob Jones bike trail out to the ocean.
Nice. I love that.
That's wonderful.
Huh.
So whether it's on the water or on the land, we hope to get you guys outside.
That is great. Well, thank you, Tom. That is some great information. I love the addition of the bikes. I'm sure Lisa does too, because she has a whole little bike gang that ride their bikes around.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we have like 30 of us now that all have the electric company bikes. So pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Maybe I can rent one and go with the gang. Oh,
Absolutely. Come on down.
that works. Well, thank you. So now I would like to introduce Heather. Heather is with the Land Conservancy organization, and they own and manage the Pismo Preserve. So Heather, welcome.
Thanks, Jeanette. Yeah, it's great to be here. We are still having a lot of feedback. Do we know where that's coming from yet?
No,
All right.
because I'm hearing it too.
We'll just roll with it then. Yeah, so I'm the development manager at the Land Conservancy of San Luis Obispo. We're a local nonprofit focusing on conserving and caring for the diverse wildlands, farms, and ranches of the Central Coast. We like to focus on connecting people to land and to each other. So first, I just want to start by thanking all of our supporters, all the people who've made the donations that have made the Pismo Preserve possible for our community to enjoy, especially nowadays. It's been just really special. And if you haven't made it to the Pismo Preserve yet, definitely consider adding that to the top of your to-do list. It's 880 acres with 11 miles of trail, and that trail is open to hiking, mountain biking, horseback riding. And yeah, the views are just absolutely incredible. You can see everything from Point San Luis down to Point Salt. And so from the top of one of the trails out there, I believe it's the Discovery Trail, you just get these incredible views. You can see the waves rolling in all the way across, like all the way into Pismo. It's just absolutely amazing. Yeah, and you're hiking through the trails that are very well maintained. That's easy access for almost any hikers. Yeah, we've got a bunch of oak trees out there that are just really special. The lone oak is one of our really special oak trees. I don't know if you guys have seen that one out there yet.
Oh yeah.
But it has its own trail and its own bench that you can sit at and enjoy the views from. We do ask that people don't climb the tree. Unfortunately, you can see the toll that has been taken from the human impact there. It's kind of heartbreaking. Next time you're out there, if you get a chance, take a look. It's like the oak tree's roots are just hanging on to the rock for dear life. And it's sad. It's really unfortunate. So we do have a lot of signage out there to help teach people how to behave in nature in such a way that we're not damaging our environment. So do pay attention to those signs out there. It's important to remember that we're guests when we venture out into nature. So act respectfully. We're seeing a lot of new trail users these days, especially in the Pismo Preserve. And it's been really challenging to teach things like trail etiquette during these times. We're trying to minimize exposure to people and crowds. So we do ask that people follow your basic standards. If you pack it in, you pack it out, and that includes your dog poo. If you put it in a bag and leave it on the side of the trail, that's not packing it out. And our
Right?
trails right now, yeah, it's really frustrating for everyone who has to look at that as they walk by. And the trails are designed right now to be loops so that we minimize your exposure to other hikers. So if you bag it up and set it down thinking you're going to come back for it, you're not. So just make sure you pick it up and take it with you. Yeah, that's some of the stuff that's been going on out there. Also, pay attention to parking signs. It's not fun for anyone to go through a towing experience, not even for us on our end. And make sure if you do start your hike that you know when you're going to be off the trail. You want to make sure you're back before dusk, because getting locked inside the gate is another really unpleasant experience for everyone. And we don't want to see that happening. And another thing that we've noticed happening is some nighttime trespassing. And of course, the temptation is real. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Unfortunately, we found that it has a significant impact on the wildlife that lives there. And we really want to, it's a preserve first and foremost. So we do want to, be respectful of that. And if you want to see the wildlife that's out there, we do have game cams out that our outdoor education program, Learning Among the Oaks, has put up for us. And they share really great, adorable pictures of deer with bobcats and little foxes and just all the critters that live at the Pismo Preserve and call it home. So you can check that out on our social media. We actually have a social media campaign going on right now. You guys mind if I get into that a little bit?
No, go right ahead.
Great. It's really exciting. It's the Keep Slow Green campaign. So we've got a bunch of different sponsors, a bunch of different prizes available, like a night stay at the Sparrow and free rentals from Mavalo Beach Paddle Sports and a host of other prizes. And that's going on through March 16th. And you can participate by taking a picture of yourself doing something good for the environment and sharing that picture. For more details on that, visit our Instagram at Land Conservancy Slow and at Pismo Preserve. You can also visit our website, lcslow.org, and sign up for the newsletter, and that'll keep you up to date on any trail closures or any news that's coming up, that sort of thing. Yeah, so how about some questions?
We do have a question for you, Heather. So somebody is asking, why is the preserve not open on the weekends?
So we found that on the weekends, we were getting a lot of extra visits. We were getting numbers up to 900 people a day. And that's just seemed really irresponsible for us to keep that open, for our staff, for our volunteers, and also for the public. We did try, we really wanted to keep it open, and that was why we did the circular trails and asked people to wear masks, but that's impossible to enforce, and a lot of people weren't willing to cooperate with that. So that was why we went ahead and made that decision. But like I said, go to our website, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll be hearing soon about any changes to that kind of a schedule.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know that some people might not realize that it is a preserve, and the animals that live there in the preserve have the right to live there. I know there was a problem during the summertime with somebody, but yeah, we have to remember that there's snakes, there's bobcats, foxes, and that's their home. So we have to be respectful of that also.
Yeah, that was an absolute tragedy. That was, that was over the summer. There was a sign that said, leave this rattlesnake alone, she's pregnant. And someone took that sign and used it to kill this rattlesnake. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. We are rerouting trails so that there's going to be less interaction between people and the snakes. And yeah, like you said, it's important to remember that we're guests when we go out into nature.
Right. Yeah. Very sad. And when is rattlesnake season? That's another question that we're having.
That's a great question. I couldn't tell you for sure off the top of my head, but we are starting to see some more. We're starting to receive rattlesnake reports on the trail. So anytime you're in nature, you do want to be aware of your surroundings. It's a good idea to not be hiking with a boombox, not be hiking or running with earpods in, because you're not going to be as engaged with nature as you would be without them. You might miss that warning rattle. You know, wildlife wants to avoid us more than we want to avoid it. So odds are you're going to be okay out there as long as you're aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. Do you find that maybe rattlesnake season is more in the summer when it's warm versus like in the winter when it's warm?
Yeah, you know, they seem to be definitely more active when it's warm out because they're reptiles and the heat is where they get their energy, and that's what makes them go out and play more. Although when it's cold out, you will find them out on the trails more often, sunning themselves and getting that warmth that they need. So they're out there, and I think regardless of the season, it's important to be paying attention to them. And also keep in mind that, you know, they're our friends and they're not trying to hurt us. They're going to try and avoid you. They don't want to do anyone any harm. They want to save their bites and their venom for food.
Right. They like the mice and the little things that run around.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we have any. Somebody's asking, when do you possibly see the preserve opening up for the weekend?
You know, it has a lot to do with the current COVID regulations statewide and locally. And that's something that we're constantly daily reviewing, and we're wanting to open as soon as we feel like it's a good idea, as soon as it seems like the safe decision and the correct decision to do. So we're just waiting for those little tick marks to get checked off, and then we'll be opening again.
Okay, and we have another question that cattle has been brought in, and can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so a big part of our mission is to work with local ranchers and to keep that industry alive. It's been a big part of our local economy. It's a big part of our local history, and it's a really great help in fire suppression. And that's a big part of what we're going to be using the cattle ranching for on this property. Is it's a very gentle way of keeping the fire load to a minimum.
Gotcha. How about goats or just cattle?
We're doing cattle for now.
Yeah, nice. Okay, any other questions? Jeanette, do you have anything?
Oh, I think you're muted.
Jeanette. We've lost Jeanette. Okay, well, I don't know who Jeanette wanted to go to next, but Heather, thank you so much. And I know that many of us think that the preserves are such a gem right here in our backyard. It is really a nice thing to have. So, and yes, people pick up your trash. If you hike it in, take it out with you. So I just went on a hike. I believe you pronounce it Cerro. Is it Cerro? S-E-R-R-O, Cerro?
Cerro Alto?
Yes, I did that hike. And I was really, it's that.
With echo.
Yeah. I was really sad to see all the trash. So I'm going to start hiking with a bag to collect people's trash. And the poo bags, yes, people would collect it, but they would leave it on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, when you do that, make sure you tag us on social media with Keep Slow Green, and you're going to get entered for that night stay at the Sparrow and a bunch of other great prizes.
Well, I do trash pickup every Sunday for Ed. We meet at the Pier Plaza, which we'll talk about at the end of this show. But
oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for all your hard work.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I mean, we live at the ocean. We need to keep our trash picked up off of our beaches and our streets. So yeah, near and dear to my heart. And somebody said ticks are so bad. Is there anything that can be done?
Is there anything that can be done? Well, one of our local residents on the preserve, the opossum, does eat a lot of ticks. So we've got them out there. Leave them alone. Don't hit them with your car. Don't shoo them from your garbage can. They're out there eating ticks. So they're great. Beyond that, make sure you do a thorough tick check after each hike on you and your pets. And that can help. Other than that, maybe look at essential oils and that kind of thing. Some parasites are really repelled by a lot of different scents, but they're also kind of repulsive scents sometimes. So yeah. And you'll have to do your own research on that.
If they stay on the trail, that always helps too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Jeanette.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yay.
Yay. Is the feedback gone?
Feedback's gone too.
Oh my God, technology, you gotta love it.
Woo!
Sorry about that, everybody.
No, sorry.
I did have a question about parking. I know that there's a parking area there by the preserve.
Mhm.
It's not really big for some of the numbers that we might get on a nice sunny day. Where's the best place for people to park outside of that area?
You know, that I couldn't say. There are some public access areas that are open to parking, and you
Okay.
could walk in or ride your bike from there. One of the nice things about having the smaller parking lot is once it's full, that's a good amount of people to have out on the trails at one time. And again, the human impact on any piece of land, it is significant. So if you get there and you see that it's full, maybe come back another time, maybe pick a different time of day that you can come out there. Talk to your supervisors about having once a week where everyone can go out and go hiking or have some outdoor time. I know that's not something that's accessible for everybody, but hopefully once we're open on the weekends again, it'll be a little bit more mellow and accessible.
Good question.
Mhm.
All right, well, people, and then you're open from, is it dawn to dusk?
It's dawn to dusk. So we were trying to work with, 7 to 7 and that kind of thing. And then daylight savings, and it gets really confusing. And we really do want it open when the sun comes up and when the sun goes down, because the views out there for sunset are just amazing. And when you're out there in the early morning hours too, you get to see a little bit more of the wildlife as it's, going to bed for the daytime. So, yeah, you want to pay attention to when the sun is setting, and take a good look around while you're out there. Is it getting dark? Has the sun set? If the sun has set, you should probably start making your way back to your car.
Good advice.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so very much, Heather. And you gave us your website, and we've tagged your Facebook page. So people, if you want more information, by all means, go check out their website and their Facebook page. And by all means, get out there and enjoy that beautiful preserve. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeanette.
So next we are going to talk with Johnny Ziegler, who owns Sandbar Surf School. Welcome, Johnny. How are you today?
Great. Good afternoon, Jeanette. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, Johnny. Thanks for being with us today.
Hi.
So tell us about Sandbar Surf School.
Well, I am the third owner of this wonderful blessing of a surf school. I've been the owner for 10 years. This is my 10th anniversary as owner. So really excited for our next year, 2021. It really looks like open air activities have been embraced as something that really not just kids, but adults as well can really, gravitate toward, in the midst of what we've got going on with, sports kind of being sedated a bit. We're lucky to be able to embrace everything in that regard and push forward to, be able to do that for everybody, locals and tourists alike.
Wonderful. So, and now I know when we've been out on Sunday mornings on the beach, I've seen your team out there with some of their students. So tell me what types of classes or what types of services you offer.
So we offer both private and group lessons. We find, and we do camps, 3 and 5 day camps as well, which are more of a discounted lesson. You buy it in package, and we can kind of plan out your surfing lessons so you don't get your shoulders kind of ripped up after 1 or 2 days. Sometimes it's good to stagger it a bit so the shoulders can repair themselves. We go right out there in front of the Sea Venture in kind of Sandcastle area. We're also going to be doing some stuff in Grover this year. We're going to be offering some experiences through not only the Airbnb, but TripAdvisor and through our website as well, where people can come do a sunset lesson, surf lesson, and then come back to a bonfire, which is Pismo being really embracing of the classic California lifestyle. We want to offer the ultimate surfing experience, and to be able to properly chill by the fire after you're done with the surf lesson at a sunset. I don't know if there's anything better than that.
That does sound
Right?
like fun.
That's amazing. So what kind of age group?
Good question. It's really any age group. We've taken people out from 5 to 77 years old, from every country there is, and probably a few I've never heard of. We really kind of gravitate in the summer because the waves are really easy to take people to the outside. We don't have the size that we do in the wintertime, but to be able to take people not just through the whitewater, but to give them an experience where they can get to learn their first green wave experience. It's something that it's an unbelievable thing to be a part of, to watch the joy on the faces after they're getting their first wave. And really after that, it's off and running, swimming. I mean,
Yeah.
Once you get your first one, then it's hard to just get one. You got to keep coming back.
How fun. So any age less than 5, or would you recommend 5 is the youngest?
So we see one-on-one situations with anything less than about 7. A strong 7 or 8-year-old is about good for not only group lessons, but we also use the kind of a group competition thing. Sometimes you see an 8-year-old from Antioch, California, and he meets an 8-year-old from Los Angeles. And sometimes that little competition, and even like a brotherly or sisterly competition, is fun to watch. Sometimes they like to race to get up first. So, but younger than that, it could be a situation where their first experience is a meltdown, and we want that to be a non sequitur. We really ever want to see that, because once they do that, then the little ones, they don't come back. And so we want their first experience to be unbelievable and to carry on when they're larger and able to handle waves on their own.
Great one. And how long do the lessons last?
Usually between 90 minutes and 2 hours. Usually that's about the amount of gas that first timers have in the tank for going out for their first time. And when they do the camps, like I said, sometimes we like to stagger the days so they have some opportunities to rebuild their shoulders and come back to us fresh, so we can give back to their parents nice and tired.
So if somebody is visiting and they think, wow, I've always wanted to take a surf lesson, what supplies do you provide for them?
So good question. We have, with our packages and all of our lessons, we offer all the equipment necessary. Our wetsuits, this area demands really a 3 or 4 millimeter wetsuit all the way down. 4 millimeters better. But the boards that we use are soft boards. They're not any of these behind us. These are just for my nice backdrop. But we use the soft boards because when you're learning and you're learning balance, you really want to have something that's not going to knock you out. Back when I was a kid, we didn't have soft boards really, so just had to get knocked out.
And we do have a question here. Somebody's asking, how long does it take for a surfer to stand up on a board?
That's a great question, because I can't gauge it unless I can see the person's activity level before they come to us. I have to answer that question a lot, and a lot of it is what you bring to the table is going to be a lot of what happens. And basically, if you can do a couple push-ups and you're willing to keep going with this, the first day is the hardest day, as anything is. First day is sometimes punishing, but to be a surfer, to be involved with the coolest sport in the world, you got to give it your all, and you got to keep coming back.
I think that's with everything, right? You can't give up that easy.
So what would you say to those people like myself who think, God, I bet you it is just absolute peace to be out on that board in that green water, but man, I'm afraid of that water. What would you tell somebody like me?
I have to answer that question a lot because parents like to ask that question for safety. And one of the cool things is we do get to overstaff. One of the great things is I have an amazing set of instructors, and they're all very, very unique in their own rights. Some of them come from a musician background. that love surfing. Some come from a competitive background. And every single person that we have is able to kind of tailor and fit to a certain personality that we meet on the beach that wants to learn this sport. So I don't know if that's answering your question, but I'm really in a unique position to be able to be blessed with amazing employees and instructors that really kind of make us famous, and we're proud of that.
That's awesome.
Fabulous. So how many people do you have on your team now?
Gosh, I've got upwards of 15 to 20 instructors, probably about 5 or 6 that rotate through, sometimes coming back from Bali, down in Australia and East Coast as well. I'll get a call from one of them saying, I'm in town for a bit. Can you put me to work? And we always do that. So I have 12 to 15 that are ready to go this summer, and they're chomping at the bit, ready for the summertime. Everything from river guide enthusiasts in the summertime to ski and snowboard enthusiasts, instructors in the wintertime from Mammoth and Tahoe area. I'm really blessed to have an awesome team. You can hear us down the beach. You can hear us screaming, probably.
I have.
Love that.
Me chasing my dog.
So this is a fun question here. How many people just get out there and cry and give up?
Well, usually with the proper amount of shouting from myself and my crew, everybody gets up. And the thing is, the first time is not always the most victorious time. The first time is punishing. But you have to remember that the body inertly wants to stand. And you give it enough times with enough repetition, and you'll get it, especially when we're yelling at you to do it. But it's interesting because we come from a background of, when I was a kid, we didn't have anything or anybody really kind of telling us how to do this, where we now are able to be mirrors for you. So you don't keep doing the same thing wrong, and you get your weight forward, and you get centered, and you get low. And usually when you're trying it out, it's kind of like building a model with no instructions. You have a longer curve of learning, and we're here to help that curve be shortened.
Awesome.
Okay. So it does look like somebody commented, actually it was one of our chamber team, there's no crying in surfing. Oh.
It's the best sport in the world, so how could there be crying?
That's right. That's right. Good deal. So in closing, Johnny, what would you like to tell people about Sandbar?
Gosh, we've been really lucky, like I said, with this last year. People have been really able to embrace the sport of surfing. And the cool thing about it, it's not like going to a ski area where you have to buy a lift ticket. There's an endless amount of ways. So I have numerous people I went to college with, hitting me up like, hey, let's go hit up Johnny's amusement park. And it's the ocean, and there's no limit. And we have expansive stretches of beach between Grover, Oceano, and Pismo that we're able to offer these lessons with proper spatial distancing and being mindful of COVID procedures.
Excellent. And how do people find you, Johnny?
So we have a website, and it's www.sandbarsurf.com, or you can put in surfpismo.com. We've had that domain for a long time. But one of the cool things this year, we decided to do something special, and we got our first brick and mortar, and we have actually a store and a headquarters where we can kind of work out of, and it's in the Grover Beach area. It's centrally located between a bunch of beaches. We're located next to Sister Kitchen, 215 West Grand Avenue. We're still putting the structures up, as you may be able to see, but we're hoping for a grand opening in early April. And I think with my team and what 2021 will bring, I think we're ready to have an awesome year.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations on your new space. And when you're ready for that grand opening, you let us know and we'll do your ribbon cutting.
We'll do, definitely. Appreciate
Perfect. Thank you so much, Johnny. And now we are going to talk with Lutzi at Pacific Adventure Tours. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Oh, thanks. I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Tell us about, now I know you go by, do you go by different names? Is it Pacific Adventure Tours? Because I know
We
there's
do.
some.
We have two names. We have Pacific Adventure Tours and Extreme Hummer Adventures, but we're technically the same company. So
Okay, perfect. So tell us about your business.
So what we do is we do off-road tours of the Oceano Dunes in real United States military Humvees. So we do a 1-hour ride around the whole beach and dune area of the area, and we show you the history of the dunes, but also give you a fun ride in a real Hummer around the dunes. So we go up and down the dunes, sideways around the dunes, and it's pretty much like Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland, but just the real thing.
I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That is so cool. And now, do you go 7 days a week? I know we just opened up that area again. So
Yeah.
what kind of schedule do you have?
Yeah, right now we just reopened October 31st, and yeah, we are running 7 days a week. And usually our first tour goes out about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then our last run is about 3 to 3:30, depending on how we schedule everything. And we do everything right now by reservations to help the COVID. We keep everybody has to wear face masks. The vehicles are disinfected after every tour, and we're just doing private tours right now, so everybody gets their own Humvee pretty much.
Ooh. And
Yeah,
how
it's
long is
very
the tour?
The ride is about an hour long, give or take, usually hour to hour and 10 minutes, depending on traffic and stuff like that.
Huh, how cool.
And then how many people fit in a Hummer?
Our Humvees hold 6 passengers, and right now we're running 2 Humvees, so we can take groups up to 12 at one time. And then hopefully by summertime, we'll have all 4 of our trucks running, so we'll be able to take up to 24 at one time.
Wow,
Wow, that is so
Yeah.
cool.
that is amazing.
So see, I think we should in one day go hike the preserves early in the morning, go out for a beautiful kayak, relax in the ocean, take a surf lesson, end it with a tour in a Hummer.
Yeah, come and surf the dunes, what we call it,
Right. And then go back and have a bonfire with everybody else who surfed that day.
Yes,
Exactly.
with maybe a little wine.
A lot of wine. Wonderful. So now, how long have you been doing these tours?
We've been operating out here since 1998.
Wow.
Yeah, we were the first tour company out on the Oceano Dunes.
Huh.
Yep.
I love that. I'm writing all this down.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. It's, it's interesting because people don't think about when they come to Pismo, they think, oh, I'm going to go to the pier and I'm going to go to the beach. But all of you have such wonderful things that, you can offer. So that's just, it's things that people don't even think about. So that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. We created the business so we could take full families out in the dunes and show them around the whole area out there and let them experience the ride, but do it in a safe manner. And, the military Humvees let us do all that stuff very safely, and a lot of excitement too. So it's pretty fun.
And how far in advance are you booked up?
We are starting to already book for April and May. But we can usually get you out the day of if you call us, but it is because we're only doing those private tours, we are booking up a lot faster than we normally would. So it's always good to call a couple days in advance just to make sure you can get a time and a date you'd like to really go out with us.
Right. And how many people can you fit in a vehicle? I think that was, you could fit 6 per vehicle.
Yeah, 6 passengers in each truck. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Do you do like any kind of a custom tour if a family wanted to go out on the dunes and maybe spend a little extra time, or do family photos or anything like that?
Well, we mainly stick to the 1 hour tour, but we can, of course, set it up to however you want. We can do a real mild tour and a nature tour, talk about like the snowy plovers and the endangered species on the beach and, all the little issues we have out there. And, or, we can just do the Indiana Jones ride, however they like. But we also do, a lot of film shoots, movie shoots out there where we'll do custom transport and stuff like that too.
Okay.
How fun.
Yeah.
Look at all the fun things there are to do right here in Pismo.
I know. It's just.
And then somebody asked what precautions you're taking for COVID.
So everybody wears face masks in the Humvees. And then all the Humvees are convertible trucks. So we have plenty of airflow. And then after every tour, our trucks are disinfected. And it takes about 10 minutes to disinfect each truck before we let another customers come on. And then we are also making sure the tours are about a half hour apart right now, so that the previous customers are gone before the new customers arrive. And then we're only doing curbside pickup right now at the Rock and Roll Diner in Oceano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So everybody meets you then at the Rock and Roll Diner.
Exactly. Yeah. That's 1300 Railroad Street in Oceano.
I want to do that.
Yeah. Come on out. Have a lot of fun. It's an amazing area out there, and, you should experience the dunes. Everybody should.
I've been out there before, but not the Indiana Jones tour.
Yeah.
That does sound like really a lot of fun. That sounds like us, Lisa.
We need to get the chamber all out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
good work.
do people wear helmets? I assume.
No, you just wear what you're wearing for the day. We do provide goggles if you need goggles, but usually most of the time sunglasses are fine unless it's, a very windy day. But you don't need any, closed shoes or anything like that. There's no moving parts in a Humvee. So, you just bring what you're wearing for the day and come on out and we'll take you for a ride.
How fun. And somebody's asking, how far in the dunes do you go?
Oh, well, we do a loop around the dunes, but we go all the way out to what is called Pole 25 on Sand Highway. So we go down the beach for about 2 miles and then we hit Sand Highway and we'll follow that for a little bit. And then we'll head eastward out to what we call Independence Dune near the middens of the Chumash. And then we'll loop back around towards the beach.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Jeanette, do you have any other questions?
I don't have any other questions. I have all these things running through my mind like, oh, just jump in there. I can get to the dunes. I don't have to drive there. Okay. So,
Exactly. Yeah. Just let us do all the work and then you just enjoy the ride. And that's the best part about it. You don't have to worry about breaking the truck, helmets, watching your kid or your spouse take off on a quad, off a dune. So it makes it a lot of fun where you can just experience the dunes. You don't have to worry about anything.
Right. And somebody is asking what the cost is.
It's $55 per person for credit card. And then we have a cash discount price right now of $52 per person. And that's a 1 hour ride, of course.
Right.
Oh, that's great. And the best way for people to book their tours?
You can call us, on our phone at 805-481-9330, or just go to our website at pacificadventuretours.com and we have a booking on there too.
Perfect.
Super fun.
Okay. Do we have any other questions up on the feed, Lisa?
No other questions. But boy, I sure
Okay,
learned a lot of fun stuff today.
Yes. Well, thank you so very much. That was all really great information. And while I was reaching out to businesses to join us today, I actually had some other businesses that I talked to, but just weren't able to join us. So I wanted to share with everybody watching some additional things that you can do in the area if you live here or if you're coming to visit. To the east of us, we have Lopez Lake. Lopez Lake is located in Aurora Grande, and we have the Lopez Lake Marina. Now, the Lopez Lake campsites are actually a county-owned campsite. So if you want to go there and camp, you make all of those reservations through the county. But at Lopez Lake Marina, you can they have the Fishtails Bar and Grill. So you can go and grab a bite to eat. They've got breakfast and lunch that they serve. They have a store where you can get some of your camping supplies after you've made those reservations with the county, but they also do some marine rentals. So you can rent fishing boats from them. You can take out a jet ski. So for those people who want to get on the water, but don't necessarily want to be in the ocean, Lopez Lake is a really, really good opportunity for you. To the north of us in Santa Margarita, they have Margarita Adventures. And Lisa, have you done that zip lining yet?
I have not, but Garrett has. He went there with his whole work team. I don't know, I think maybe like 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So Margarita Adventures they offer zip lining. They have a suspension bridge, which I thought was really interesting. And they also do nature and wildlife tours. They're up around Santa Margarita Lake. So for those people that have always wanted to zip line, that's a great place to go. I think they're also right by Ancient Pink's Winery.
Mhm.
So I think you could zip line and then go get a glass of wine.
Or maybe you need wine and then zip line. I don't know.
I think I need it on both ends.
If you're afraid of heights.
Yeah, let's zip line and then get on a bridge.
But not too much
So-
wine.
Most definitely. So, and then in Avila Beach, we've actually got a couple of different boating companies. So if somebody wants to get out on the water and maybe do some sport fishing, you can reach out to Patriot Sport Fishing. They do whale watching tours and also private charters. They go out of Avila and actually Morro Bay. So depending upon if you're going to go north or if you're going to go south for your tour, you'll go to either one of those areas to catch your boat. And then you can also do whale watching. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, whale watching there's a season and I don't know what that season is. Does anybody know?
Maybe Tom does, because with the kayaks.
Oh,
So whale watching season in our area, we're just kind of starting it now with the Pacific gray whales. And then throughout the summer, we have our humpbacks that come into the area.
okay. So like March through September?
Pretty much, yeah. I think that
Okay.
covers a good amount of checking out some of the whales we have in our area.
Okay, thank you so much. So it's Avila Beach Whale Watching Tours. And they also do a coastal explorer tour in addition to whale watching. And then there's also slow tours, and that's just slo.tours.com. They're out of Avila Beach, and they'll do a harbor adventure tour and a whale watching tour. So if you're thinking you want to get out on the water, there's some great opportunities for those businesses there in Avila Beach. And then we have a couple of companies that are more to the north of us with Shangri-La Ranch, which is up by Santa Margarita. They do horseback riding, they do wildlife tours and picnics there around on the ranch and around the Santa Margarita Lake area. And then Central Coast Trail Rides. This, I think we would enjoy, Lisa, because it's a trail ride through some of the wine country. You get to go up by, up by Cass Winery. And then they also do a ride that goes around Santa Margarita Lake. So if you're thinking that you want to get on the back of a horse and see some of the beautiful areas that we have in San Luis Obispo County, those are some great opportunities for you also. So
Fun. So we do have one person, I guess they went zip lining and they had their sunglasses on and the sunglasses went flying off. So they said, don't wear your sunglasses while zip lining. You would think they would tell you that.
that makes sense. Yes.
It does.
So I thank everybody that joined us today for sharing some of the unique experiences and excursions that you offer here in our area. And Lisa, it's off to you.
Off to me. Okay, everybody. So Sunday, 8 o'clock in the morning, you will find me at the Pier Plaza for trash pickup. We are out there every Sunday. We pick up trash on the streets and along the beach. I have masks, gloves, pickers, and trash bags for you. So come on out, join us. It's a great way to start your Sunday. in a positive, nice way and helping the city out and keeping our beaches clean and our oceans. So 8 o'clock every Sunday. Hope you'll see us out there. And thank you all for being on today.
Thank you. Thanks for having
you.
us.
You're
See you out
welcome.
on the
Yeah,
trail.
thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Oh, I like that.